Senator Bong Go once again hints at withdrawing his presidential bid and tells his party mates this may not be his time. Comelec is set to have its preliminary conference on the petition to cancel Bongbong Marcos' COC today. China wants the BRP Sera Madre removed from Ayungin Shoal, but Philippine officials say not a chance. And thousands of shoppers trooped to the world's largest IKEA store on its opening day. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Starting today's newscast with Senator Bong Go, once again hinting at withdrawing his presidential bid, this time in front of his colleagues in PDP Laban. Go made the statement in Malacanang on Tuesday night, and the senator said both his family and President Duterte are having a hard time. More importantly, he said this may not be his time, and Go also said his heart and mind are contradicting his own actions, adding that it's their supporters that are suffering in the end. Go's withdrawal is still not crystal clear, but for Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba, who was present at the event, it's already a done deal.
Ang impression ko is wala na. That's how I understood it and the way the President said it too. In fact, sabi ng ating Presidente, tutulong na ako sa inyo, I'll just go around, sabi niya, hindi na ako makikialam.
4 political parties have now merged to support the tandem of Bongbong Marcos Jr. and Sara Duterte in the 2022 elections. Yesterday, the self-styled Uniteam led the signing of memorandum of agreements between Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, Puwersa ng Masang Pilipino, Lakas CMD, and Hugpong ng Pagbabago. Under the agreement, each party may field one candidate on the tandem senatorial ticket, which they will announce at the end of the month. For Marcos Jr., this is the start of, quote, stabilization of politics.
Very significant because ito mga major parties na ito na sumasabay sa kandidatura namin ni Mayor Inday, maipasasama-sama natin lahat ng mga tinatawag kong like-minded political forces. Yung nakikita natin medyo magulo sa eleksyon, sa kampanya, sa politika, mag-stabilize din yan.
The Commission on Elections is set to tackle one of the petitions to cancel Bongbong Marcos Jr. COCs to date. The preliminary conference is scheduled at 10 a.m. and currently there are 4 petitions against Marcos Jr.'s presidential bid for the 2022 polls. But the Comelec 2nd Division is set to hear the petition by civic leaders and human rights advocates based on Marcos Jr.'s tax evasion conviction. China is insisting that the Philippines should remove its grounded vessel from Ayungin Shoal. But the Defense Department says it will not accede to China's bullying. Maricel Halili with the story.
A week after its water cannon attack on Philippine supply boats in Ayungin Shoal, China is now demanding the Philippine Navy ship BRP Sera Madre to leave the area. At a press briefing in Beijing, China Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian said the Philippines supposedly committed to remove its grounded vessel on Renai Chao or Ayungin Shoal. He also went as far as saying that China allowed Philippine boats to deliver supplies out of humanitarian considerations. Lijian said the presence of Chinese Coast Guard in the area is part of its duty.
Although sabi ng kanilang ambassador ay dinodocument lang nila, silang karapatan na pumunta dyan sa loob ng Ayungin, lapit pa dyan.
Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana will not bend. He says BRP Sera Madre will remain grounded on Ayungin Shoal. After all, it's part of the country's exclusive economic zone. Even China ratified the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea's decision to award EEZ to the Philippines in 1982. Secretary Lorenzana said Navy ship BRP Sera Madre has been in Ayungin Shoal since 1999. If China's claim that the Philippines has a commitment to remove the ship is true, it would have been withdrawn a long time ago. when push comes to shove. An international studies professor told Agenda that the Mutual Defense Treaty with the United States can always be invoked.
Any attack on Philippine public ship, air or sea will be seen as an attack on the United States. This will entail time and a lot of resources and, of course, more importantly, political will.
For ex-Defense Secretary Orly Mercado, however, President Rodrigo Duterte's past pronouncements may have given China the wrong impression.
He was there when he was president already. And sabi niya, I'm shifting now from our alliance with America to China and Russia.
As for Foreign Affairs Assistant Secretary Ed Meñez, while countries are free to say whatever they want, it still depends whether the court of global opinion would actually believe their narrative. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
3 presidential aspirants have taken a strong stance on this issue. This as the country's territorial dispute with China remains to be one of the biggest challenges for the next administration. Senator Ping Lacson insists that the Philippines should hold tight onto its claim. He points out that the country's sovereign rights over Ayungin Shoal are not up for debate, which is why we shouldn't pull out the BRP Sera Madre from the shoal.
At pag sinabi, akala namin, magre-reinforce. Ang sabi nga natin, ano kung magre-reinforce? Atin naman talaga yon. Nasa mga 105 nautical miles yon off the coast of Palawan. Gano'ng kalayo sa China yon? Talagang napakaliwanag. Tayo talaga yung merong sovereign rights do sa EEZ na tinatawag at walang karapatan ng China.
For Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, the burden lies with the ICC to enforce the Hague ruling that recognizes our sovereignty over the West Philippine Sea.
Noong tayo ay kasali sa ICC, pinipilit nila tayo na din yung ating mga kasunduan under ICC. O ngayon ako naman ang maniningil. Naniningil ang Pilipinas, o bakit hindi nyo ipatupad yung Hague ruling sa WPS? Bakit wala tayong kakamping mga bansa na nagsasalita?
Finally, Vice President Leni Robredo insists that only Filipinos can exercise sovereign rights over Ayungin Shoal. She also relied on the arbitral ruling, recognizing the territory as part of our exclusive economic zone.
Na yung facts, hindi naman siya debatable. Hindi naman ito subject to opinion kasi meron ng ruling. Meron ng ruling yung arbitral tribunal. Hindi naman tayo kailangan makipagdebate. Klaro na bahagi ito ng ating EEZ. At yung meron tayong sovereign rights over dito, dapat yung enjoyment ng resources doon ay exclusive para sa mga Pilipino.
Here are the latest updates on other 2022 election hopefuls. Presidential aspirant Bong Marcos Jr. and his running mate Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte will visit Cebu again today. This time in his official tandem for the 2022 polls, and they are set to attend the regional conference of the League of Municipalities of the Philippines Central Visayas. Meanwhile, Manila Mayor and presidential candidate Isko Moreno is set to hold dialogue with agricultural groups. The meeting, which will start at 9 a.m., will be held at Manila City Hall. And after this, the mayor will hold a press conference in Quezon City. Thousands of shoppers visited the world's largest IKEA store on its opening day. But if you're planning to go there too, there are a few things that you'll need to know. Gerard de la Peña with the details.
After 8 years of preparations, followed by delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the first IKEA store in the country has officially opened its doors to customers.
That moment when 3,000 people had to leave construction site last year, and then they couldn't come back for 6 weeks. That was a dramatic moment for all of us. And if you prepare a store opening like this, and you know you need to recruit 600 people, you need to train them, you need to prepare them.
With 68,000 square meters of retail space, the Philippine store is the brand's biggest in the world.
The size is mainly driven by logistic needs. We have a promise to our customers which is called instant gratification. So basically everything what you see in this store you could take home the same day.
The goods were said to be carefully curated to appeal to the tastes of the Filipino consumer. Ideas were also called from IKEA's visits to about 800 Filipino homes.
One of the key distinguishing features of this IKEA store here in the Philippines compared to the others abroad is the touch of Filipino, especially in this installation. So here, they made use of these lace curtains, which are very appropriate for our humid weather. And also, they suggested the use of these shelves because they said Filipinos love to collect many things, and this can be a good display cabinet.
For some of the store's first customers, the long wait was worth it.
We woke up early for this one para. It's always been an IKEA hopping internationally when we do travel. So we've been all over, not really all of the IKEA branches, but then we make sure that when we travel Europe, Asia, we do go to IKEA talaga.
The management is expecting more customers to come as the holiday season approaches. Currently, the facility can only accommodate 4,000 customers at a time, hence the need to register online before coming to the store. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, we are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.